Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this DIY Dollar Tree framed key hook. Well, it's not even for keys, but we're going to use this framed glass art. And you could also buy one of these. I didn't buy one of those. And we're going to use the hooks off of these agates, or you can use these hooks and just use glue. And then we're going to use some kind of cling, but I'm also going to show you how to paint on glass, reverse paint on glass, or any of those things. So you find what works for you, or you can leave the actual dream or inspire, any of those things. Then you're going to need some pliers if you use the regular hooks, and a screwdriver, and some fix-all adhesive is what I use, but I guess you could use E6000 as well. And that's just to give a little added support to the hooks. So this is a plastic frame on here, and it's, you can see here, it's sort of a hollow material, so it's really easy to screw into, and it doesn't have its own hanger. So what we're going to do with these agate wall decors is we're going to steal their hooks, break their hooks, and then we're going to steal their sawtooth backs. And I actually said to Jim when I was done, see, look, you could just see two tiny little holes. I was like, do you want some leftover agate? But I'm sure I can save it for another project another day. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out the placement. Now I just wanted 2 sets of hooks. You could do 3 sets of hooks, whatever you could fit across. Just make sure that you hang it on something secure, because again, you don't too much weight on there. Like I wouldn't hang my robe on here. This is just for like keys or small items, small toiletries or jewelry. It would look really pretty with jewelry in it too. So I'm just measuring out where I want to put the hooks, and I'm just showing you here the different options. So I showed you that you could use these little tiny silver hooks. Each one's supposed to hold up to 1 pound, but I have heard different things about them, but I was going to glue them anyway. But those also ended up being a little too tall for this frame. I don't know, for some reason I thought the frame was deeper when I bought it. Or you can actually put them on the side, and that was another option. If you feel like you want to put something a little heavier, that you want to use both screws, then you can put them up the side as well. Just another option. Alright, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark the frame, and what I decided was aesthetically pleasing for me was 2.5 inches from each side. This frame was roughly 11.5 inches wide, and I just placed one hook far in from the corner and measured how far that was, and it looked good to me. So as long as it was even, you measure from both sides, because you do want it to have some balance. And we're going to put 2 sawtooth hangers on the back, so that will help as well with its steadiness. Now I will tell you that the way I'm showing you how to do it is not the way that I would do it. I would definitely put the sawtooth hangers on the back first. The reason I'm telling you that is because I didn't realize there was no sawtooth hangers on the back. This glass frame was meant to stand, I'm guessing, but it's not a very wide base, so I don't really know why it doesn't have its own hangers. But I'm going to say go ahead and put the sawtooth hangers on the back. And the sawtooth hangers we're going to take off of the back of the agates pieces. But it just make it easier. I ended up putting the back onto a box so that the hooks were clear and I wasn't resting on the hooks when I did it. So what you missed for a second, because it was off camera, was I actually took an orange China marker and I marked where I wanted to bend the piece of metal with the 2 pliers, and I have 1 plier between the 2 hooks and 1 going in the opposite direction, and I bent, and it ended up just snapping off very easily. So that's what I recommend you do, just snap it off very easily. And I just used the first one up to the second one to measure where to snap that one, and they actually ended up being a little bit different, and it doesn't look objectionable to me. I asked Jim, and it doesn't look objectionable to him, but if it does look objectionable to you, you can always take sandpaper. It's going to be a lot of work, but you always can take sandpaper and just flatten, making them even. But I said, you can't really tell, and I pointed it out to you that there are different sizes, but you really can't tell unless I point them out to you. And then I'm just going to take a big dollop of the E6000, or this is fix-all adhesive, and I'm putting it under the screw hole, lining it up on my pencil mark. And with just a little bit of firm pressure, not too hard because I don't want to risk cracking the glass, I'm going to screw in through the plastic. Now, like I said, the glue is just like an added strengthener. The screw will hold as well as the screw will hold. But with the glue there, and once the glue's dry 24 hours, it does hold the hook, and it keeps the hook from spinning around as well, which is just definitely an added bonus. And then I'm just going to repeat it on the other side with the other hook. And that's it. And I was like so proud that I wanted to show you guys how wonderful it is. And then I flipped it over and realized there was no hanger. Um, I know, I cracked myself up. I really thought there was a hanger back there. I really did. And you guys, I never bought the square coffee things. You let me know down below if that one has a hanger on it, because I'm curious. I'm curious if this one doesn't. And I'm like, oh, look, no hanger. So I said, okay, we'll have to put a hanger on there. So like I said before, I recommend you put the hangers on first. For those of you who watch this video through before you follow my instructions, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Those of you know me well. But you see that there's sawtooth hangers on the back of this agate wall decor. And I thought it was best to put two. The reason you want to put two when you're doing like a key holder or something is because, you know, you put your keys on, Jim puts his keys on, and when he takes his keys off, the thing will wobble if you have it only on the center support. So it's definitely important to put two hangers on there, okay? If you can't get this agate and you do find just the little silver hooks or different hooks, or maybe you're going to use cup hooks, then Dollar Tree does sell one of those little tool bench kits. They're from Tool Bench, and it actually does have sawtooth hangers on it, but they may come with nails. So if they do that, I would just be very careful when you hammer them in. Just be very diligent. Use a needle nose plier and hammer in delicately. But I would also double up with glue if that's the case. Okay? But otherwise, these work fantastic. They do have little screws. The screws work in there. I didn't think it necessary to glue and screw the sawtooth hangers on there, and I probably should have. But the sawtooth hangers do have two screws in them, which will help distribute the weight a little bit better. And because there's two hangers, it will distribute the weight basically over all four screws. All right, and you'll see in the sample, I just put thumbtacks on my wall just to show it to you guys, because I knew I was going to take it right off to keep working on it. All right, and that's it. And that's it. This is what it looks like when it's regular sticker design, inspirational design on it. And of course, there is other ones. I just picked the one that says Dream. And look, I have my little sleep mask on there. So now I'm going to show you what else you can do to it. I like this type of tutorial. I wish I could do every DIY like this, guys, where I can show you like first steps, second steps, third steps, and then you can change it and customize it and make it your own. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to scrape the Dream off. Now it's funny because I didn't know for sure if I was going to be able to scrape the Dream off. I probably knew that I could get it off somehow, but I didn't know how easy it was going to come off until when I bought this. In the case of the Decors was stuck a letter R, like from one of the other things. It just must have, like, from the factory, it just got stuck on there. So I knew that they were going to be easy to scrape, that they were actually probably vinyl stickers that were heat fused on there, and that's exactly what they seem like they are. They actually don't seem like paint. They seem like very thin vinyl stickers. And I'm just using the straight edge scraper. This one is from the Dollar Tree. There was a set of 3. I got it at the Tool Bench section. But this one is actually my rusty one. I couldn't find my good one. I have it, it's one of those great things. You put it away and then you forget where you put it. It's just like me. But this one is kind of rusty. I use it to open my water softener salt. And so it took a little bit of extra effort to scrape it. But then I asked Jim if he had one, and he had a box cutter with a removable razor that was had a not sharp edge on the other side, and I ended up using that, and that was just like, I don't get it till the D, but when I get it, boy, does that go quickly. But it actually, I wanted to show you, I used it because I wanted to show you what a fresh blade, how quickly it will come off. Now, this entire project was 36 minutes, start to finish, including waiting for tools and stuff. But I went ahead and I did it 2 times speed for you, just so you could see. And then when I'm done scraping all the letters, I've taken rubbing alcohol just to make sure I get off all the residue, but you could use window cleaner or whatever. Now, also depending on what you're going to do. So what I'm going to show you next is to put a cling on it, and then I'm going to show you some reverse glass painting. I'd love to do a reverse glass painting project for you guys in the future. It's a little bit more advanced, or I shouldn't say that. It is. It's a little bit more advanced. So I think that I will show that to you in the future. But you can paint on glass with acrylic paint as long as it's not too watered down, which I actually watered my paint down too much. I used that homemade chalk paint that I made, and I ended up putting a little bit too much water in it. So I actually left it open to dry out so I can go fix it later. But even watered down, it just won't give you the coverage that you want at first. So you have to let it dry, and then you can go ahead and fix it. But once that's all removed, do you see how fast that D goes? Unbelievable. And I'm just, like I said, I used rubbing alcohol and then a tissue and I wiped it down. The hardest part was the scrapings wanted to act like have static cling. So they were like trying to stick to everything. But once you get that all cleaned up, then you can go ahead and choose your wall cling. Now, if you guys have been around for a while, you know I have quite a collection. But what I did was I actually asked Jim to come in and help me with this project. I asked him to choose ones to choose from, choose ones that he thought would be really nice, inspirational to hang on the key holder on your way out the door. And he picked these two. Now, originally I thought that Go Confidently in the Direction of Your Dreams was going to be the best fit. However, I don't know if you could see it there, but there's a really light gray pattern behind it. And I would have had to cut that swoop in half. You could, and I could have cut all the way around all of the letters and stuff, but that just to me was just a little bit too much work. And I originally was like, yeah, I'm just going to do this one because I thought it was actually going to be easier work. And then he came in and he said, you know what, Jer, I like this one the best. And I was like, well, this one's not going to fit with the mountain. But then I told him, I was like, you know what, I wanted to show you guys some reverse painting. Originally, I was just going to do some swirls and squiggles, but I figured, okay, I can cut out the mountain and then I can reverse paint the mountain on the back. So that's what you saw in the thumbnail. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure I cut around the letters to separate where I need them to be. And I cut the journey from the mountain, and I cut the man's feet from the lines on the word, I think it's through, right? I think it's through, right, the word? So anyway, there's a T in that bottom word, and the man's feet were actually attached to it. So I just cut along that swoop. So I removed his feet, and I'm saving the man and his feet and the sticker for possibly another project. Jimmy really liked it. He thought it was cute. And actually what would look really cute, and I dare not tell him because then he'll make me do it, is to put the sticker on the wall next to this or by this. And because they're removable, it's super easy to do. So you want to make sure it's lined up properly. This sticker, this particular one, sticks really well. Like a lot of them are really easily positionable. This one stuck really hard. And thank goodness, I actually stuck it in a good spot at first. So be careful of that when you're sticking this, if you do this one with the journey, okay? So then this could be done. I could be finished with it 100% right now, and it looks great. You guys can do that or more or anything. So what I wanted to do, though, I wanted to add reverse painting. I'll show you guys how to reverse paint on glass. Now, when you're just doing a solid color, that's the best way to start with reverse painting. I thought I would just take this mountain, and I would basically you're going to flip the picture over. And because the cling is see-through, then I can see through the letters and see where the mountain needs to be. Because I'm painting on the opposite side of the sticker, I don't have to worry about this, painting over the sticker or where the letters are going to be. Because it's going to be like a background picture, which was really sweet. But first I wanted to show you guys how to do this with Dollar Tree products, because Dollar Tree doesn't always sell acrylic paint. And tempera paint won't work as well. It is very much more watery. Like the poster paint is way more watery, and this wouldn't work with watercolors or finger paints. So I'm taking the Christmas ball ornament pen. Do you guys remember that one? Or you could use like a liquid chalk marker or silver marker, and that's how it looks like with just a pen. And all I did was copy the lines. I went over just like you were tracing anything, and filled it in, and it really does come out nice. It's just not as bright white as I wanted it to be for me. But I also wanted to show you guys how to reverse paint. So this is, like I said, this is the chalk paint that I had made for the Easter carrots. And like a dope, I added water before I tested it. I just assumed it was going to be too dried out. And I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. So test your paint first. But you just want to use regular acrylic thick consistency of paint. and that won't bead off of the glass. You want to make sure that the glass is clean and dry, free of residue, and then you can go ahead and paint on it. Now I am just painting over the chalk pen that I just used, or the Dollar Tree pen, and then I'm just going to extend the mountains a little bit further. I'm just going to get artistic with it. But I wanted to tell you that if you could use your printer, if you know how to reverse print on a printer, you could actually do this with words. You can actually print something in reverse, stick it to the inside of the other side of the glass, and paint like your name, maybe your family's name, or established in what year, or amen, or blessed, or any word, farmhouse. How's that? And that's it. And I just really do love the way it came out. I hope you guys do too. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below, because I might have gone too fast and too quickly for some of you, or some of it might have been off the camera, and I'm sorry about that. If you want, share this video with friends and family, anybody who might be interested in using any of these techniques. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, take care, God bless, see you next time. Bye. Hey, and don't forget to share your projects on social media with me. Links are in the description box. Bye.